I'm Kathy Hershy, the Hershy Lady with the Real Estate Group. Today I am here with one of my favorite appraisers, Angel GROCE of Angel Appraisals. And we're going to talk to you today about some maybe misconceptions that happen during the transaction process regarding appraisals. Some people don't understand the purpose of the appraisal or what is actually involved in finding that value of your home. And indeed, when we start to evaluate your home for listing, then we start looking at values at that time. But there's going to be another process when we're selling it or when you're buying it, depending on which side of the table you're sitting on, there's going to be another process. So, Angel, thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, so some of the misconceptions about an appraisal. What is an appraisal in an appraiser's definition?
That's a sticky one, but basically we are finding the true value, the true market value of a property. And we're looking at it from the number side as far as the condition, the quality, the amenities, and any of the upgrades that may be involved. And then we actually come up with that value. We do try to stay within a mile, and within 6 months is the preference of lenders. With some neighborhoods, though, that's just not possible to do. We know right now we have a lack of inventory on the market. So with that and the lack of sales, we have to exceed those guidelines to balance it out. Right. And then we try to compare apples to apples, as much as we can. Sometimes you got to throw an orange or a banana in there, if they got some acreage, if they've got a pool, if they got a boathouse, some different things like that. Then we got to start tweaking it a little bit.
Right. Making some adjustments.
Yes.
And things like that. So I don't know that everyone really understands what the appraisal report represents. Like, I know that you're going out there to find the value. Some people think, okay, well, we're just finding the value so we know what price to put on it. And they'll look in the system, the internet, and they'll look for their Zestimates and things like that.
Right.
And think that that might be accurate, but I know that all of that is automated. So can you tell me a little bit about what's different about what you do versus what they can find on
Absolutely.
the internet?
We actually measure the house from the outside, if it is a house. If it's a condo, it's measured from the inside. Other than that, once we do that measurement, those are accurate numbers. A lot of the tax records are rounded up, rounded down. They don't know that there is a room where the garage has been finished or an addition that's been added on.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so that's why we have to physically do that measurement. And then we go in and do a layout of the property as far as where every room is, as if you were looking down on top of it. And with that, we're looking at quality and condition.
Right.
When you look at the Zillow and those type of searches, they don't know what the inside is.
Right.
And they don't know if the square footage is right. And unfortunately, there's some realtors out there that round up tremendously.
Right. Right.
It might be a 2,500 square foot house and they list it as 2,800.
Right.
So that's throwing off your numbers. So you really need to understand the square footage for the house in the neighborhood, in the condition that it's in. Right. And does it have a garage? Does it have the extra amenities that go along with it? Those are important things that those internet apps just don't get.
Right, right.
So that's why you need the physical to really justify what the true value is, because you could be plus or minus 75,000 easily with those type of things.
Right, and I see that. And also something that I see, and maybe you can speak to as well, is because you were just referencing how far you go out to try to pull those comparables that are relative to that property. So when the Zestimate or an estimate from any kind of app on the internet calculates that, they probably pull from that too, but I have seen where a house that I'm getting ready to list is maybe in a neighborhood that's selling for 400,000, but within that area, there's other ones that are selling for maybe up to 600,000, and then it's kind of skewing what the expectation is for my sellers. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely, and a lot of that is neighborhood. When we look at adjustments and what we're trying to bracket, for the lender purposes, right, we have to have bigger, smaller on bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, and amenities. Now, some neighborhoods have HOAs and they have in-ground pools and stuff like that. So in that neighborhood, there's more value, so the value can go up. And also the quality of construction from one side of the road to the other side of the road can be a huge difference. If we've got solid brick homes compared to vinyl homes, you can have that kind of adjustment too. So, and then you also have your age adjustments. If you drive around the 757, you got pockets where houses were built in the 60s. They're great houses, but then right down the street, you got brand new ones and they're double the size. So there's really a difference truly in neighborhoods, and sometimes it warrants a neighborhood adjustment because of that. It might be a good comp for, it's got the amenity of the pool, but there's a $50,000, $75,000 neighborhood adjustment because of where it's at.
Right. And some people also, something that I've heard is that they reference the appraiser coming out as an inspection. Now, usually in my process with my clients, the inspection is done. We come to an agreement if there are any repairs to be done and agreed upon, and then we order the appraisal. And then, some of the buyers, sellers are a little confused because they're like, well, I thought we already had this inspection. But is an appraisal and inspection